Wendover Woods, Haddington Hill, highest point in the Chilterns, they said, the summit of the hills, and there's a cairn to mark the spot. That is not a cairn. That is 3 stones that look like they've come from B&Q. What does it say? The Chiltern summit. This cairn, at a height of 876 feet, 267 metres, marks the highest point on the Chiltern Hills. I came here expecting a spectacular old cairn, views for miles around, and I'm sorry, Wendover Woods, I don't even believe you. If that's the highest point on the Chilterns, what exactly is all that over there, which is clearly higher than where I'm standing? And just over there, 10 metres away from me, where the other path joins, that's higher than where I'm standing. Wendover Woods, I feel cheated. I'm going to head east. I'm going to try and get through the trees to the other side, and if I can't see the beacon, you are in trouble, my son. Well, the beacon's over in that direction, but this doesn't feel like the Chilterns at all. It's way too heavily wooded, and despite being the highest point in the entire set of the hills, it really doesn't feel like it at all, because you can't see anything. I did try walking to the edge of the hill to see if I could see a cross tring towards the beacon, but it's fenced off at that point. You can't actually get beyond the trees onto the clear hillside to see anything. I'm really disappointed with this place. It feels more like a city park, to be honest. It feels nothing like the Chiltern Hills at all. I've come too far from home. That was my first mistake. I've wandered more than 10 miles from home, and that's a bad move. Always ends in tears. Yeah, it feels more like a city park. There's traffic and roads all over the place. Very, very busy, very crowded, screaming kids all over the place. Probably a good place to bring your kids when everything's open, you know, and if the weather's good. There's a Go Ape centre, like a big adventure playground for them, just over in the car park. To be honest, from what I've just seen, walking from the main car park over to the eastern side of the site to try and get a look at the beacon, the car park actually seems bigger than the actual woods themselves. It's not the first time I've been here. I came here in about 1982 when I was approximately 7 years old for the school trip that never happened. We never got further than the car park. So before we give up completely on Wendover Woods and go home in a sulk, let's go over to the car park and I'll tell you what happened there in 1982. That does look like it would have been a lot of fun when I was a kid. Go Ape, that is. I bet my nephews and nieces would like it here. Obviously shut at the moment. Got a big zip line. And all these platforms and ropes to clamber around in the trees. Yeah, nice place for a family day out. But not my cup of tea. Look at all that. I'll leave this for the other people. That's enough. I'm out of here. We'll find somewhere a bit quieter next week. This car park you can see behind me. Back in 1982, we came here on a school field trip, and I was about 7. And the class of us, we all came up here for a day's nature walk. We hired a coach, and we all came up here on the coach. Now back then, this car park was nowhere near this big. It was just a little car park with maybe 10 spaces, and it wasn't properly finished or anything. It was just mud. So this coach pulled up in the car park, and we all got out ready for our day in the woods with I had my pack-a-mac, my little ET lunchbox, you know, all that sort of thing for a day out. We turned up, we got out of the coach, and one of the teachers, it was either Mrs. Hicks or Mrs. Fitzpatrick, started screaming and flapping her arms around and telling everybody to get back in the coach. And Of course, we'd just got off the coach for a school trip. We were in no mood to get back on because Mrs. Hicks was having hysterics about something. So we all just ignored her and carried on filing off the coach and milling around in the car park, and realised that what she was screaming at, there was a car. I've remembered it as being a blue Chevette, a blue Vauxhall Chevette, sitting in the corner of the car park with somebody looked like he was asleep at the wheel. And you know, to me that's all it was. It's just a bloke having a snooze in his car. Didn't put two and two together at the time. I didn't know what a hose pipe running from the exhaust in through the side window actually meant. So we all got rushed back onto the coach so that the driver could drive off and find a phone box to call the police. No mobile phones, of course. We had to go and find a phone box. And that was it. That was the end of our day out. It never happened. We all drove back to the school and we spent the day playing in the church gardens instead. So it weren't the end of the world. Still a nice day for us, you know, playing in the Priory Gardens. So that's twice now that I've been to Wendover Woods, and twice I've been sorely disappointed. I'm going to go home and play in the shed. Guaranteed fun that way. See you later. Oh, that's better. Much more like it.